and the ones which are below are the babies. They still haven't got their color yet.
हेलो. नहीं, मैं वही कर रहा हूँ, एक मिनट.
After a while,
हाँ.
our driver stopped the rickshaw and
Gauri,
told us to come.
Gauri, can you just hold on? I think your screen
Okay,
sharing has gone off. I think someone
it has.
has. You can go to the present now. Start again.
Okay.
You can start from the painted chalk.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. So I'll start again. So the first bird I saw in Bharatpur was the painted stork. It is called that because of its beautiful colors. Later on, we saw
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
another
ಫೋಟೋಸು
painted stork
ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ
feeding its babies in its nest.
ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಪ್ಪತ್ತಾ.
After a while, we saw a few more painted storks drying their wings against the sun. This is a very painted stork.
ಇದು ಏನು ತುಂಬ ನಿಕ್ ಬಂತ.
Soon the adult painted stork came and started to feed its babies from its beak. If you see the middle one with the orange beak is the adult, and the ones below are the baby. They still haven't got their color yet. After a while, our rickshaw driver stopped the rickshaw and told us to come in the bushes. When we came there, we saw two humongous pythons. Can you spot the eye? Even I could not spot it, and I thought this black part was it. But when I zoomed in, I realized that this is the eye of the python. This is just an odd couple sitting together. A snake darter with a lesser confidence. In all the time of our safari, this this purple heron was in this position for all the 6 hours. I later on understood that it stays still like this so that fishes come near it without fear, and when they come very close, the purple heron attacks. Next morning, the sun wasn't out and it wasn't an ideal time for photography, but we saw many purple sunbirds flying out near the bushes. After a while, we saw another snake darter in the water on a log, drying its wings.
Darter.
In the evening, we were taking pictures of kingfishers. I saw a greater cormorant in the water body eating a lobster. After this lobster, it ate 2-3 more lobsters, and we had a lot of time to take many photos of them. Now I'll be showing you some photos I took in Taruba. Taruba is in Maharashtra. We went in May, and Taruba is the best place for you to see tigers in India. So it was very hot in May, and you can see that all the grass and the trees are left with no greenery at all. It was so hot that we had to cover our skin with clothes and put a lot of sunscreen to prevent sunburn. So on our first safari on the first day, we went to a small waterfall where there was a tiger hidden in the bushes. After a while, two sambar deers came. They were very thirsty and they wanted to drink the water. They were aware of the tiger in the bushes, but they didn't know about the tiger which was hidden in the water. As the mother deer looked away to drink some water, the tiger which was hidden bounced up to attack. The mother deer escaped, but the little one unfortunately changed its direction and ran towards the one in the bushes, and it was caught. So these were the cubs of the tiger now, and this was the first kill. And as to celebrate, they played with the deer for a long time in the water. We got many pictures. Later on, we saw a crocodile come out of the Taroba lake. It took us a while to spot it because it was camouflaged so well. Next day, we saw a crested hawk eagle. It was drinking water from a small pond. This is a close-up of it.
Eagle, crested hawk eagle.
In the evening, we saw the tiger mom. She is very popular in Taruba, and she is like the model of that. Because she always gives lots of photos and she always crosses the road too. So she came out of the trees and she crossed the road, and the jeeps were literally just 2 to 3 feet away from her. She then went on the other side and came out from another road. She crossed the road again and went towards the Taruba. Our driver told us that she had had a fight in the morning with another tiger, and that's why she was remarking her territory. We were later on greeted by two sloth bears. We were looking for a tiger, and suddenly these two sloth bears came out from the bushes. They were thirsty and wanted to drink the water. Now I'll be showing you some photos I took in Amboli. Amboli is in the Western Ghats, and you see a lot of reptiles over there and frogs. So we were looking about when one of our tour members spotted this green vine snake. Our guide picked it up and got it near us on a bush. We took many photos from it from different angles, and after an hour or so, we let it go in the wild again. In the evening, as sunset took place, we saw a different type of mushroom growing on a tree. Later on, we saw another type of mushroom. After a while, our guide showed us a tree on which there were many frog eggs. You can see the small frogs inside it. Now I'll be showing you some pictures I took at Bhandup Pumping Station. Bhandup Pumping Station is in Thane Creek. And Thane Creek is a place where thousands of flamingos visited each winter to migrate. This is a photo of greater flamingos. In this photograph, you can see the number of flamingos in Thane Creek, from the far right corner to the far left corner. This is a close-up of it. In this photograph, you can see greater flamingos walking together near the mangroves. Over here, you can see 3 baby flamingos walking together. Over here, there are some lesser flamingos walking with their babies. There is one common and easy way to spot the difference between lesser and greater flamingo. So in this lesser flamingo, you can see that the tip of their beak is pink, while in the greater flamingo, the tip of the beak is black. This is a very easy difference to spot. Over here, there are some lesser flamingos are flying with their babies. Now I'll be showing you some pictures I took in Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer is in Rajasthan, and it's a vast desert. There is hardly any vegetation over there, and there is endless horizon. In the morning, it is very cold as the sun has not risen, but in the afternoon, the climate is very pleasant, and by nightfall, it gets very chilly again. I had to wear 7-8 layers of clothes to keep myself warm. We had gone in winter, that's why it was very cold. So we were on a small hillock, and on a few rocks was a tawny eagle. He went very close to it, and finally only 10 feet of distance was removed. We were surprised why it did not fly, and then we understood that one of its wings was damaged. We didn't go much close to it, and we didn't trouble it for a long time because we understood it was very scared of us. Our driver told us that by next day it might be dead because it won't get much food to eat. In the evening, we went to where an eagle was perched perfectly right in front of the sun. It was a lovely chance to take many photographs. We were going through a narrow road when our guide suddenly stopped the car and told us that he had seen a huku fly across. If we were very quiet, we might get a glance at it. But cuckoos are very rare to see at a very close
ये तो बाइट भी
distance,
करता
so we didn't have
तुझे
high
गप्पू ना
hopes.
पप्पा तुझे गप्पू
But
నేను
when we
పీకలు
went ahead, we were amazed to find not only the huku, but the huku with a kill. It, it ate the kill right in front of us, and it stood there for a while, and then it flew off. We took many lovely photographs. As our afternoon safari was over, we were heading back to our hotel, and by the gates, we saw a green bee eagle. It was only there for a few seconds. In the evening, we saw another magnificent sunset. The next day, we saw many Egyptian eagles flying around. We didn't understand why there were 10 or 15 eagles just flying around in midair,
అంటే
but later we understood that there was a dead cat around
అమ్మ
and they were going to eat it as soon as we left. So after we took many photos of them flying, we left them. In the evening, we went again to a narrow road. On our left, on our right were many bushes, while on our left was a small stream flowing. On one of the bushes, we saw many insects known as locusts.
పోలేను పప్పా
This is a close-up of them. Our guide told us that Indian rollers come here at this time and they eat the locusts. So if we were lucky, we might get a photograph of it eating the locust. And our guide was right. After a while, an Indian roller and caught a locust and ate it in front of our eyes. Now I'd like to show you a few photographs I took in Jamnagar. Jamnagar is in Gujarat and a lovely place for birding. Can you spot the water line in this? It is all there. It took a while for me even to realize that, as the reflection is clear. This is a photograph of pelicans swimming in a pool. We had to walk 4 to 5 kilometers to find this paradise flycatcher. It was flying around and it didn't stay still for a long time. As our afternoon safari was over, we were heading to our car when on a nearby bush we saw a purple sunbeam. In the evening, we went to a water body where we saw a black-necked stork sitting perfectly before the sun. The next day, we went to a rocky beach and we saw lesser sand flowers. This is a photograph of them in a huge group.
कितना टाइम हो गया
కొంచెం టైం ఉండమ్మా
సూపర్ వేసుకుంటాను వాళ్ళని ఆడాడు
In the evening, as we were taking photographs of the sunset, we were lucky that few cranes just perfectly flew right in front of the sun. It was a lovely chance to take photographs. Now I'll be showing you some photographs I took in Kaziranga. So Kaziranga is in Assam and it is located beside the Brahmaputra River. Kaziranga has a lovely biodiversity and it includes the big five. This has the one-horned rhino, the sand deer, the Asian elephant, the wild water buffalo, and the Bengal tiger. This is the oriental pied hornbill. This was not exactly inside the park, but a bit away. This is a sambar deer. We were driving along when we spotted a group of sambar deers going on. We saw one with antlers and decided to take photos of them. These are the pug marks of the tiger. Our guide stopped and showed us these and told us that they were very fresh and the tiger must have passed just a few hours ago.
Chetan sir, mute कर दो. Chetan sir, please go on mute.
found a tree which, which had scratches of the tiger. A guy told that the tiger must be sharpening his nails, and assuming by the point where the sharpenings were, we thought that the tiger must be very huge to reach that place.
But small, the photo.
This is a wild water buffalo. We were even more scared of than the tiger because of its horns. This is again a wild water buffalo with its scar. Behind it, you can see a tributary of the Brahmaputra River. A bit ahead, a group of elephants crossed the road. As they crossed the road, they went through a small puddle
ये
in the
elephant
middle,
का photo
and
का.
they were half wet. It almost looks like they were shaving. This is a wild jungle
और
cow
कोई बट फिर
flapping
सामने
its
बट
wings.
और कोई बट फिर छुपे
The
हुए.
next day, he saw the one-horned rhino, which Kaziranga is most famous for. It looks like that the rhino is wearing an armor of silk. This is a close-up of it. This is the one-horned rhino with its baby. We were lucky that the baby was on the rhino's other side because rhinos are very cautious about their babies. If they thought that the baby was in danger, they would have attacked us. We were going through an open patch of grass when we saw a tree full of red flowers. We noticed that there was a group of yellow-footed green pigeons there, and one by one we stretched around and found one sitting right beside a group of red flowers. It was a lovely chance to take photos of them. The next day, and our last day of our Kaziranga tour, we went to an orchid farm, and these are some photos I took of the orchids. This is the monkey orchid. It is very rare to see. Now I have reached the end of this webinar, and I would like to thank everyone who have attended this webinar, our team members, Mrs. Nirani, who made my posters, and Dr. Sudhir Gaikwad, who is an inspiration for all of us. And last but not the least, there are many things we can learn from birds, and this is one of them. So maintain social distancing. If you want to see more pictures and videos like these, you can visit my YouTube channel, Gauri, and my website, www.gauristrikefromnature.com. Thank you.
Devi?
Uh, Dr. Sudhir, can you conclude the program? Gauri, extremely thank you for the wonderful lecture. Hats off to your all efforts. Nilangi, can you take over? And Dr. Sudhir, you need to conclude the meeting.
Nilangi had to leave the meeting for some emergency. So I think Dr. Sudhir should take over.
Gauri, it was really wonderful. Friends, you all know we are celebrating the Wildlife Week from the 2nd October. And I think this was the most apt activity that we could do was to have Gauri presenting all the wildlife pictures. Well, we have formed our group, Dr. Sudhir's Photo Tours, but our intention is not just to go for outing. We always try to help each other and promote all the members who participate, and this was one of the activities. Friends, Gauri is using a basic P900 point and shoot camera. But in spite of that, the photographs were very, very good. So again, that proves not the camera or the equipment, but the person behind the camera is more important. And it's so good actually to see somebody as young as Gauri, just 11 years old, taking so much, learning so much from nature, and then giving it back to the society in form of good pictures, and at the end some messages also. Wonderful friends, we will be doing this activity every 15 days. Please stay tuned. And those who are Gauri's friends, they can pass on their suggestions and their messages to Gauri. And those who know me and have my number, they can pass on the messages to me also. We will definitely try to improve upon your suggestions. Gauri, wonderful. Thank you so much. And
Thank
last
you.
but not the least, I should thank Devi Prasad, Dr. Rajneesh, Rajeshri Joshi, and Nilangi for arranging this wonderful webinar. Thank you so much, friends, and thanks all those who attended.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you all soon.
Bye bye.
पापा अभी कोई फन पे रहे इतनी अभी कोई फन पे रहे इतनी हाँ अभी कोई फन पे रहे इतनी
ये रो
कोई फन पे रहा अभी
इनको